Trending would like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers a complete networking stack, wired, wireless, and cellular in one integrated solution that's built for performance and scale. You can find them at meter.com/HTT. How OpenAI nearly vanished overnight, Canada's big tech pivot, billions for AI, cyber, and innovation, when fake outruns fact, AI and the new trust crisis, and how AI helped a family slash a $195,000 hospital bill. Welcome to Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. It's hard to imagine now, but there was a moment in late 2023 when OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, almost stopped existing. As journalist Jose Antonio Lance first reported, a newly released 350 pages of testimony from the Musk versus Altman trial revealed just how close that moment came to ending OpenAI as we know it. That trial stems from Elon Musk's lawsuit to block OpenAI's transformation from a non-profit research lab founded to ensure AI benefits humanity into a for-profit corporation that could raise billions from investors like Microsoft. Musk argued that the change betrayed OpenAI's original mission, while Altman and his board insisted it was necessary to compete in the global AI race. But the trial has brought forward a clearer understanding of what happened in those fateful days when Sam Altman was fired by the board of directors, and the drama that ensued. According to testimony from co-founder Ilya Sutskever, the attempt to oust Altman wasn't a sudden boardroom revolt. Sutskever admitted he'd been planning to remove Altman for at least a year. He sent what he described as disappearing emails, messages that would vanish, he said, because he feared leaks. And when the board finally acted in November 2023, it sparked chaos. Within 48 hours, discussions were underway to merge OpenAI with its rival Anthropic. As Sutskever told investigators, if the merger had happened, OpenAI would have ceased to exist as an independent entity. Ironically, the person who helped trigger this crisis was the one who saved Altman's job. There was an employee revolt that followed the firing. More than 700 of 770 workers threatening to quit forced the board to reverse course. Executives warned that if Sam does not return, OpenAI will be destroyed, and that's inconsistent with OpenAI's mission. The testimony paints Sutskever not as a villain, but as a brilliant scientist out of his depth. Nearly everything in his 52-page memo came from one source, Chief Technology Officer Mira Murati. Sutskever told investigators, "I fully believed the information that Mira was giving me. Verification didn't occur to me." In the end, Sutskever misjudged the loyalty of his own team and the reality of the organization he helped create. He wasn't plotting a corporate coup so much as playing a part in one, manipulated by those he trusted most. And Sutskever was no fan of merging with Anthropic. But he may very well have brought about the destruction of the company he helped to found. In the end, OpenAI survived, but just barely. And for a company now shaping the future of artificial intelligence, that close call is a reminder of how fragile even world-changing ideas can be when the humans behind them lose trust in each other. In the aftermath, Sutskever expressed deep remorse. He later wrote, "I deeply regret my participation in the board's actions. I never intended to harm OpenAI. I love everything we've built together." A fitting epilogue for a man who helped cause and then undo one of the most dramatic corporate crises in tech history. The Canadian government's new budget marks one of the biggest shifts in decades. Although it still embraces its resource-driven economy, it also charts a path towards a digital, AI-powered future focused on innovation and digital sovereignty. The budget sets aside $10.9 billion for digital and cyber infrastructure, making cybersecurity and digital resilience national priorities. Ottawa is also overhauling the Scientific Research and Experimental Development Program, expanding eligibility to public companies, cutting claims processing time in half with AI, and introducing a pre-approval system so innovators know if their projects qualify before they spend the money. A further $925 million over 5 years will fund sovereign AI compute infrastructure through the Canada Infrastructure Bank, helping Canadian researchers access advanced computing power without relying on foreign platforms. There's also a new productivity super deduction for immediate expensing of patents and R&D capital, plus long-awaited progress on open banking, with the Bank of Canada overseeing secure data sharing between banks and fintechs. The Canadian Council of Innovators, a group representing Canada's entrepreneurial companies, praised the focus on economic sovereignty, but it did warn that Ottawa still hasn't defined what makes a company truly Canadian. After months of trade tension and strained relationships with its closest trading partner, the United States, this budget is an attempt for Canada to pull back from its close integration with the U.S. market and drive tech innovation within its borders, while also reaching out to new partners in Europe and Asia using AI, digital infrastructure, and tax reform to drive innovation and digital sovereignty at home. A video showing a woman raging in a grocery store, saying that her food stamps were cut, went viral last week, and even found its way into mainstream media coverage. The only problem? It wasn't real. The clip was generated by artificial intelligence. But everything looked genuine. The setting, the shouting, even the people recording on their phones. And that's the real issue here. It's not just deep fakes. It's what happens when these collide with a world built on citizen journalism, where cell phone video has become our most trusted form of evidence. For years, smartphone footage has helped expose injustice and shone a light on everyday life as it happens. We've learned to believe what we can see with our own eyes. But AI can now fake that reality perfectly and erases the line between documentation and deception. Once a fake enters the social media bloodstream, it's almost impossible to pull back. Deep fakes may be the spark, but their collision with real-time citizen journalism is creating the perfect storm for misinformation. Here's a story that might seem strange to our Canadian listeners. Our American listeners will no doubt understand it and appreciate it, but it shines a light on some of the things that AI can do when we think about it differently in everyday life. A grieving family in the United States said they used Claude AI, the chatbot, to cut a hospital bill from $195,000 to just $33,000. Their insurance had lapsed, and the invoice for 4 hours of intensive care was nearly impossible to decode. Claude helped them analyze each charge, uncovering duplications, improper billing codes, and even regulatory violations. It even showed that the hospital had billed for both a master procedure and its components. And then AI helped them draft clear, assertive letters that eventually cut the bill by more than $160,000. Now, is AI perfect? No, probably not. But if it can do that for a complex hospital bill, think what it can do for the more mundane in our world and our offices. I've used it to check my credit card statements for anomalies and prepare a spreadsheet for my bookkeeper. Will it make a mistake? Possibly, but it's probably more accurate than me doing something I hate. And if it spots just one questionable charge, it can pay my AI charges for the year. And for those of us north of the border, A hospital bill for $195,000? We complain about our healthcare system, but maybe it's just a reminder of how valuable our own healthcare system really is. And that's our show. Once again, we'd like to thank Meter for their support in bringing you this podcast. Meter delivers full-stack networking infrastructure, wired, wireless, and cellular to leading enterprises. And working with their partners, Meter designs, deploys, and manages everything required to get performant, reliable, and secure connectivity in a space. They design the hardware, the firmware, build the software, manage deployments, and run support. It's a single integrated solution that scales from branch offices, warehouses, and large campuses all the way to data centers. You can book a demo at meter.com/HTT. That's meter.com/HTT. And if you like what we're doing, please share the show, leave a comment, or give us a rating on your favorite podcast app. We're everywhere: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. You can always find the latest episode at technewsday.ca or technewsday.com. We also love hearing from you. You can reach me at the Contact Us page at technewsday.com or .ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a thrilling Thursday.